Hey gamers, it's Philly here again at the Mothership Tech Channel, and today's going to be an exciting video, and the reason why is I want to spend a bit of time with you talking about gaming chairs, more specifically the one we have here in the back, which is the Batman Secret Labs Omega Edition. And more importantly, if it's worth $400 American, and how it stands up to a typical office chair that sits more at the $200–300 price point. So if in 2021 you're in the market to buy one of these chairs, you're not going to want to miss this video, as I'm going to tell you whether or not it's worth it or not. So stay tuned, let's get into it.
Perfect.
All right, guys, this is it. The $400 Secret Lab gaming chair. So I think for the sake of this video, because there are more things that I actually like about the chair, I'm gonna actually spend just a few moments talking about the one thing that I found after 2 years of use that I didn't like about the chair is the lumbar support. So the reason why I don't like this actually might surprise you, because many others might say that they actually prefer this more, especially over the DX Racer chairs. But the reason why I'm a little bit different is that it's very plush. And the problem with this is that yes, it feels super comfortable. When it goes behind you and your back sinks back, it conforms perfectly. The problem with this is that as it keeps sinking, it doesn't provide you that stiffer support that you need for your lumbar. The other problem is that it's free floating. And when it's free floating like this, as you're shifting or perhaps being fidgety while you play games, this lumbar support moves around with you. What ends up happening is it ends up wedging itself in other areas of your body. It might get lower in your back, it might move higher depending on how you're fidgeting, but it's no longer offering you the lumbar support that it should be. So in this respect, I actually think DX Racer, which I also previously owned, does a better job at, because with their seatbelt technology going behind the backrest, keeping it locked in place, it does a better job of always staying stationary where it should be to provide you that middle back support. So if you struggle with lower to mid back pain, you might want to consider, at least for the time being, a DX Racer if you want to keep that lumbar locked in at its specific place. Getting that out of the way, guys, that is really the only thing that I hate about this chair. This chair is just phenomenal. It's fantastic. Secret Labs has nailed it. I really think, just from a design perspective, if anybody has even visited their website, they have a wide variety of chairs to pick from. And just like any other gaming chair out there right now, they have a really quick and easy measurement system to kind of help you determine which model you should be aiming for. And then once you pick the model, you just get like a ton of options. And I'm not going to go into all the specifications of this chair, and the reason why is because if you're really that interested, you can go to Secret Labs website if you just want the bare minimum specifications. But I will tell you that it is a full metal framed Encompass. It is memory foam, and in most of the memory foam, it's using their cool gel technology so you don't overheat. So it's very important, right? Because memory foam is what conforms to your body, and that's kind of what you want nowadays, to not get that extended fatigue when you've been sitting in something for a long time. The faux leather that this chair uses is very durable. It is very strong. Anybody who's had any other bonded leather, faux leather from the regular office chairs, over time it starts flaking, it starts lifting up. This chair is 2 years old and it still looks like it just came out of the box. It still looks brand new. I am not sitting in it for only 30 minutes a day. I am sitting in this thing, you know, in the evenings when I'm gaming on weekends. Like, it gets a lot of mileage. And just to give you guys like an idea of how resistant it is, like, I typically don't sit like this, right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but usually I have my foot under me, and this is just typically how I play it. And you know, the problem is when you start pushing your leg out, you're really pulling on that material. And I think with the cheaper chairs and the cheaper bonded leather, as well as the faux leathers out there, over time, that's why you start getting that fraying and it starts lifting up, because it's the constant stretching of the material. Whereas with this chair, it never has that stretching effect. Now, it does feel a little bit stiffer. Now, this is going to be something that some of you are either going to love or you're gonna hate. The problem is with the more plush material that you find, for example, in my Lazy Boy office chair, is that although it initially feels super comfortable where you just sit in it and everything's just sinking, The problem is you get fatigue. Anybody who sat in these chairs would probably know what I'm talking about. After a few hours of whether you're watching a movie, you're playing a game, your back will start to ache, right? And even though that material might have the initial feeling of ultimate comfort, longevity, it actually gives your body more fatigue. So this is something Secretlab and the other gaming chairs actually do very well, because even though the padding is a little bit more stiffer, and don't get me wrong, it has a lot of comfort. When you sit in it, there's a lot of play, there's a lot of bounce, and it's not uncomfortable by any means, but obviously it's not going to be as comfortable as a lazy boy office chair. But this is, again, by no means to say it's uncomfortable, but just know that when you get one of these chairs, don't expect that experience, because what this chair goes out to achieve is proper posture as well as giving you the comfort to go long gaming sessions, or whether you're working, even just long hours in the office without that fatigue. So that's something you should keep in mind, that even if you do gravitate more towards these more plush chairs that you sink into, they're not good for you long term. And you should be going more towards something that keeps you posture more straight. The other problem with more plush chairs, and I've experienced this firsthand, is that initially the memory foam is so soft that that's what's giving you that comfort feeling where you sink in and it just feels amazing. The problem is that resistance to go so far down, eventually it gets flatter and it doesn't retain that comfort for a long term. It eventually just starts feeling flat. It doesn't have that comfort. It's getting stiff, and the padding won't last you as long. Right? Whereas where the gaming chairs like the Secretlab one here, it's stiffer, but it's stiffer for a reason, because when you have that resistance and that stiffness, it's going to last, right? It's not going to sink down and then, just never be the same again. It will retain its shape for many, many, many years. And again, this one is 2 years old. And what's funny, the DX Racer one that I have up here, that one I had for at least 6 years. 6 years, and when I sold it, the guy thought it was brand new. He honestly said like, oh, how long have you had it? When I said 6 years, he couldn't even believe it, because the material was just no different than Secretlab's. It was just made to last, right? The headrest is another thing that I love about this chair. Now, even though the DX Racer provides, in my opinion, a better lumbar support because it stays more stationary, I didn't like the DX Racer headrest. The cold cure memory foam technology that Secretlabs is using, as I showed you with the lumbar support, it's way more plush. Same with the headrest. When you back your head into it, it just sinks. Now, it is a very comfortable headrest. From a chair perspective, you get everything that you would want. Even up to the armrest, which what they call is 4D directional, you get from being able to move it up and down, you can move it side to side, you can move it out and in. So this is really great for getting that perfect position on your chair. Most chairs and your entry-level chairs really just go up and down and maybe provide you some swivel backing up. Secretlab has tried to make it more robust with options for how you sit. You can conform this chair to kind of match your sitting habits, right? Just like any typical chair, it does recline back. It does have a tension knob at the bottom. So depending on how easily you want to be able to push it back, just simply adjust that tension rod at the bottom of the chair. So if you want it to be stiffer so that it's not rocking back too easily, you just turn it to your desired stiffness. One of the cool things about this chair is it can go and recline all the way back. To demonstrate maybe a part of it for you, you can go all the way back. You can take this full 90 degrees and you can actually take a nap on this chair if you really wanted to, if you just wanted to close your eyes for a few seconds. So that's really important, that it offers you this type of functionality. And then of course you can lock it into any place. So for example, if I wanted to recline it back now to this and lock it, I could lock it so it would stay here and it would stay in that position always, versus coming back forward. Their warranty system is also fantastic. They have a 3-year warranty. It can be bumped up to 5 years by simply registering your product on the website. And this is also important, because something like this Lazy Boy leather chair, when I was actually making this video trying to find what the warranty for the chair is, it actually wasn't black and white. Some parts are covered under 3 years, some parts are under 1 year. It really just depends. So I think Secretlab is trying to make it simple for the prospective buyers by just simply including a 3-year warranty out of the box. And of course, if you are willing to register it, they instantly bump that up to 5 years. Now, all right, guys, that's it. This concludes today's video, and I really, really hope you enjoyed the content. If you haven't already considered, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow. Please drop a comment below, like the video if you liked it. And for anybody else out there who has an experience with these gaming chairs, add your comments. There is a whole audience right now that's looking for people's reviews and whether or not it's worth it. So your opinion actually matters. So feel free to drop a comment if you own one of these chairs or even if you own a DX Racer and what your opinion is. To conclude now, if you haven't guessed already, I like the chair. I love the chair. And to be honest with you, had I known how much I was gonna love this chair, I probably wouldn't have bought my office chair when I set up my office. Having used the two in my day-to-day in the last 2 years, not only has this chair from a durability and quality wise held up to the end of time. In 2 years, I am kidding you not, it looks just as good as it came out of the box, where my business chair, which is just as old, already has tears and cuts coming in the bonded leather, but it just feels comfortable. And when I sit in it for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, I just don't get that fatigue that I do in this chair. And even though they come in at anywhere from 100 to 200 American more than a typical office chair, between the warranty system alone that Secret Labs offers, the quality is unrivaled. When they say that they've engineered a faux leather that is 4 times stronger, they have. So if you've been considering splurging and you're wondering if you should, and if my advice has helped you anyway, you will not be disappointed. With that said, I hope you guys subscribe. I hope you guys stay tuned. We have more videos coming. Until then, stay safe. This is Philly. Peace out.
Perfect.